I welcome back everyone. Today's class is Object Terminology in C#. If we consider any object-oriented programming languages, it may have some set of basic concepts. So it may provide some basic concepts to implement the object-oriented model. So generally, all the object-oriented programming languages has a constant set of basic concepts known as object, class, inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism, dynamic binding, message passing, likewise, isn't it? So here in the language C#, we are going to see some of the basic concepts. They are class, object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and reusability. So let us see one by one. First one, class. This class is a core for any object-oriented programming language such as Java, C++, C# and so on. If we consider any object-oriented programming language, it is compulsory to create a class for representing data. There should be a class. Within that only we can represent all the data. And a class can be called as a blueprint of an object. So what is actually the class may contain? A class will contain variables and functions. What variables are going to do? Variables may have the data within it. Actually variables are called simply the names which can store the data which we are going to use within the source code. And functions can also be called as methods, where actually we are going to include the statements to perform some operations. So a class will contain variables and functions, and these classes are called blueprint of an object. So actually the class will not have any memory space. It may not need any memory space. Actually the variables are going to occupy the memory space. So the class is simply used to represent the data. So in our source code, to create a class, we have the syntax. The syntax is class employee. So the class name should be preceded with class. So class is a keyword followed with the class name employee. So it has a block with open close curly brace where we can include all the variables and functions whatever we need based on the task. So this is what the syntax to create a class in the source code. Next, object. So objects are known as basic runtime entities. So these objects will be created during the execution, during the runtime, since it is called basic runtime entities. So generally object means what? We will say the things, right? So like a table, chair or even person can be called as an object. So likewise here in the source code everything will be considered as an object. So object is a software which has the bundle of related variable and methods. So the previous concept what we discussed, that is class, right? So where the class is going to have all the variables and methods. So all those bundled things will be behind the object. So object is now going to describe all those things which is bundled under the class. So object is an instance of a class. Next concept is encapsulation. Encapsulation means binding up of or wrapping up of data and functions. We can say the example for this, that is class. So now the class is hiding all the variables and functions whatever it is using within it, right? So that feature is called encapsulation. Binding up of data and functions are called encapsulation. For this the example is class. So it keeps them both safe from outside interference and misuse. So this encapsulation feature protects the data and source code from being accessed by other code defined outside the container. It is simply the protective container. That's all. Next concept is inheritance. So we are very familiar with inheritance. Inheritance in the sense acquiring the properties of another class. So one class is going to acquire the properties and features of another class. That is called inheritance. That process is called inheritance. We can say different types of inheritance, that is single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid inheritance, like that. Isn't it? So you could have known already all these things. So where the classes will be called as base class and derived class. The class which is deriving the properties is called derived class, and the class from where the features and properties are inherited is called base class. So this concept is very useful when we need to add more functionality which is already defined in existing classes. So in the .NET classes itself, we can say that there is an inheritance concept, that is system.object.class. So while developing the source code, user can include the properties and functionalities whatever they need within the source code, and also they can inherit the existing properties and functions as well. Next object is polymorphism. Polymorphism means taking more than one form, that is one interface, multiple actions. For this we can say the example called overloading, that is method overloading and operator overloading, like that. Overloading can be the example for polymorphism. What is called method overloading? The same function name with different parameters are called method overloading or function overloading. So where the function name is same but the arguments are going to be different. So likewise, taking more than one form of the same name is called polymorphism. Next concept is reusability. So it may not be called as a concept, but it's a feature acquiring from the concept inheritance. So reusability is achieved because of the inheritance concept. Once a class has been written, created and debugged, it can be distributed to other programmers. That is called reusability. So we said the concept inheritance, where a programmer can use an existing class without modifying it, and also they can include the additional features whatever they need within the source code. So these are known as some of the basic concepts of object-oriented programming language. So here we are studying about C#, that is also known as object-oriented programming language. So here we have discussed some of the concepts for C#. So I'll meet you in next class. Thank you.